Hi everyone, thanks so much for joining us in studio today where I'm so happy to be sitting down with Sierra Capri. Hello.
Hi.
So you're the star of On My Block on Netflix. So on the show you're the main character and this is your first acting gig ever, right?
Yeah, it is.
And is it also true that you did not formally study acting?
I didn't.
Okay.
No.
Where did that come from? What were you were in college whenever you decided to go for it?
Yeah, I mean, it was something I was always interested in since I was little, but I promised my parents I'd get my degree first before pursuing acting, but I was still doing it on the side and being an extra and submitting myself for projects. And one of the movies I was extra for called Hidden Figures, that's where I met a woman who she also did self-tapes and helped with, did self-tape coaching. So I reached out to her, and when I found On My Block, she's the one that helped me with it, and then I sent it off, and
Wow. And then, so you mentioned Hidden Figures. You were an extra on the movie? How long did you work on it, and what was that experience like for you?
It was actually really fun. The director, Tim, was amazing. He was really sweet to everyone, and Taraji P. Henson, she was great. It was so funny because when she first saw me, she was like, "You look like you're like a little girl. Should you even be here?"
Oh no!
But she was like, "You are so cute," and so everyone was really nice, and I made a lot of good friends, and they're all happy for me, and I still reach out to them, and yeah.
Ooh, Taraji or your friends?
No.
Oh, your friends. Okay, sorry. I was like, wow, that's casual.
The other core women,
Yeah.
African American women that were in the.
Aw,
Yeah.
that's great. So what was that moment like that you knew that you were going to be on set with these women?
It was still pretty much how it would be today. Like, I was just happy to even be around them or be in the same room with them because Taraji P. Henson, Octavia Spencer, they are amazing and they're doing wonderful things. So
Yeah.
it was great. I had a lot of fun.
And so then you, like you said, you met someone who helped you with the self-tape for the audition for On My Block, right? So after you do a self-tape, did you then go in for an in-person audition? And what was that process like for you?
Yeah, it was like after I submitted a self-tape, I think about 2 weeks after that, a producer reached out and was like, we want to fly you out for like a chem read and we'll think that you'll be really good. So that's where I met the rest of the cast members, and it's funny because there was like 2 people going out for each role. So there was another girl that was also there to audition for the role of Monse, and she was like, as soon as I saw her and how different we were, I was like, oh, I didn't get this. Like, I have a test on Monday. This was a great experience. Like,
Oh, no.
I didn't.
How were you different?
It was just like she was gorgeous.
Just like physical?
No. I mean, like,
Give yourself a little credit.
No, it was like we just, I could tell that she'd been in this for a while and she was seasoned, and I'm like coming off the street and I was like, oh yeah, I don't really know if I'm gonna be able to get this, but
Sometimes it seems like maybe that's what they were looking for, so obviously it worked out. And then what was your reaction when you got the role?
Oh, I was so excited. Me and my mom, we were jumping up and down, and so was my grandmother, actually. We were all just so excited.
Let's start talking a little bit about your character and the show and everything. Monse, I really love her. I definitely can relate to her in a lot of ways, and I feel like there's a lot of girls out there who can. She's very cerebral, logical. A lot of times she's the voice of reason. Like the other guys are kind of characters. Yeah. And they're sort of jokesters, and but Monse is sort of on the other end of the spectrum. She's the balance to them. Can you relate to her at all? Do you identify with her as a character?
In some aspects, yes, definitely. The fact that she's like the backbone of the group, I call her like the mom a little bit, because she just wants all of her friends to be okay, and she wants them to be safe, and she wants to keep the core 4 together. So sometimes she'll put them before herself and go to the furthest lengths to try to help them. So yeah, I can relate to her in that aspect.
And what were you like in high school?
In high school, I wasn't hot-headed like her in high school. I was very shy, and I was like the cheerleader. She's more of a tomboy, but I was like on the cheerleading squad and dance team, and
wow.
Yeah.
Was it fun to get to play someone that's kind of on the other end from where you were in high school?
Yeah, it was. It was a lot of fun, because she is very strong and very independent, and she's not afraid to, stand alone when she has to, so.
How many episodes did you get to read beforehand? Like, was it I always wonder with Netflix, do they have all of the episodes up front that you get to sort of see the arc of your character, or how was that for you as an actor?
We are able, like, we do get all the scripts ahead of time, but collectively we all decided that we weren't going to do that. We were just going to see what happens as it comes, and it kind of helped us.
You and the other actors, you decided you didn't want. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
So you were offered I guess you were offered the scripts, and you were like, no, I just want to see where this goes. That's
because we would have like a table read each week, but we'd already be filming while we were doing the table read still, so sometimes we'd know what was about to happen, and other times we'd be like, okay, let's just wait until the table read to see, like, we wouldn't,
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I really like that. It's a good way to keep you on your toes and keep things interesting for you, and I don't know, kind of learn the surprises as they come, so that's cool. Who of the other actors would you say is most like their character? Because I have some theories, but
what's your theory?
I feel like Ruby and Jamal are very much like their characters, but maybe I'm way off base. I have no idea.
No, you're not. It's not too far-fetched. Okay. No. Oh my God, Brett, who plays Jamal, he is hilarious. He's hysterical in real life. So to me, he is definitely the closest to his character, but I agree with you. Jason is second. Yeah.
They just both, you could just tell that you all look like you're having so much fun.
Right.
But for some reason I had a feeling that those two, I was like, they really,
they're
like,
pretty much, I love them.
And with them being so funny, I love the scenes with all four of you. Well, I guess five if you include Olivia, the character Olivia, and then also the character Jasmine will come in, and she is a whole other force to be reckoned with.
Amazing.
So good. What are those scenes like for you, though? With some of the just single lines that you guys have will crack me up, and I can't imagine having to keep a straight face.
Right.
Do you have that problem?
Absolutely, because like I said, Jessica, she's amazing, and a lot of the time she would ad-lib or improv, so some of the things that she would say, it would be so hard for all of us to keep it together.
Even when she comes into a room, it's
she's great, and so is Brett. Like, they're really good at comedy, and we're all a family, so we all really truly get along on and off set. So it never feels like work.
Oh, that's so lucky. I'm wondering if you had a favorite scene or a favorite episode as a whole, that either to film or to watch. I don't know if you went and watch the show back, if that's weird, but
probably episode 4, the Halloween episode. That was a lot of fun to shoot. Yeah, that was really fun. That and episode 10.
The Halloween one, I remember you guys, Caesar was dressed in the toga outfit.
Right, and I was supposed to be a lifeguard.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I looked like I was part of Red Cross. That was that.
How about on the other end, was there a challenging scene for you?
One of the most challenging scenes was probably episode 6, where I do, basically the entire episode is with me and the woman who could possibly be my mother, who is played by Lisa, and she's amazing to work with, and it was a lot of fun. I liked seeing how far I could push myself, and it was fun.
So it's a kind of emotional scene. I mean, like always, it's kind of funny. You have seen you snoop through and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it was also quite emotional whenever you leave her house, and then you delete the account on Facebook. So I'm assuming that'll maybe circle back around in season 2.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
So I guess on that note, what can you tell us about season 2?
I like to call it a glow up. I feel like in season 1, everyone was still establishing their characters, and in season 2, you really get to see who they are as individuals and get to learn why they are the way they are, and more so who they are, as opposed to what you might think you know. A lot of questions will be answered. I will say that.
Okay, great. Yeah, because that cliffhanger from season 1 is kind of a beast.
Right.
It's a lot. I was not expecting it. I mean, it was like everything is going really well. I guess I should have expected it, but yeah. So, or something like that. Okay. Well, we will look out for season 2, and you can watch it on Netflix. It's called On My Block. Thank you so much for being here. It was really nice talking to you.
It's great
and thank you for watching.